Hey, how's it going? I just wanted to jump on here real quick and vent just for a second. Um, I am still just taken back by what just happened. I mean, just 15 minutes ago. And I've never had this happen before in my life. Ever. Nothing like this. Not this direct and just flat out rude. I mean, I've seen all kinds of videos and people putting out this type of thing, but just to jump into it, uh, this lady, I was going into my bank, and you got your two sets of doors. You got your first set, and then you got a little entryway, and you got your second set that goes into the actual lobby of my bank. And I've been there for 20 plus years, and I walked through the first set of doors, and I was just kind of in my zone, just doing my thing. I wasn't paying any attention. I opened the door up, and this lady was coming behind me. I just seen her out of the corner of my eye when I was coming in. We were almost coming up the ramp, going up to the bank at the same time. I was just in front of her a couple steps, and I just let the door. I held it kind of the first set of doors, opened the other one, and kind of did the same thing because they're not about 6 feet apart. And the first one, I seen her. She kind of like, almost like, got startled, kind of like, and I really didn't think nothing of it. And then when I did it the second time, I was already in the building, and I'd already had my sunglasses off, obviously, and I looked around at her, and I said, I'm sorry. I said, just didn't want that to hit you in the face. And literally, she looked at me straight in the face and said, with a huff, I mean a huff, and said, the first one was enough. The second one, I could have done it myself. You almost hit me in the face with the door. I said, okay. I didn't know that. I held it open to keep from you getting hit in the face with it or walking into the corner of it, since they're so close together. But I surely do apologize if you think that I'm trying to hit you in the face with the door. No, but I'm quite capable of doing it myself. Thank you much. Okay. Okay. By this time, all three of the tellers are looking at me and her. And the gentleman that runs the branch was kind of looking at me. And he knows me well. Well, there were some people in the boardroom where they were doing a closing. Obviously, she was a part of this closing. And she had scrubs on. I don't know if she was a nurse or dentist. I don't know what she did. But one of the ladies knew her. I don't know if she banks there. I don't know. But one of the girls knew her. And she's like, yeah, she's kind of that way. She's just, some days good and some days you caught her on a day she's not very good. I'm like, well, obviously. The girl says, I could tell by the look on your face, you're just shocked, aren't you? I was like, absolutely, I'm shocked. I've never seen anybody be so ungrateful for something in my life. Man, guys I know, man, chivalry's pretty much dead. And I live in Kentucky, man. And I never thought I would say this, but it's pretty much dead here, too. You might find a handful of people that would still do that, women or men. Not anymore. No. And usually I don't hold a door for anybody or anything. I just keep on moving because it seems like everybody has got something wrong with them, man. And I don't want to get caught up in that. But anyway, that's the first time I ever had anybody be that directly just rude as you could be. All thing she didn't do was cuss me, and I think she was almost considering it. And I told the girl, I was like, look, I apologized to her. She goes, yeah, I've seen that. And I said, but I wish I hadn't have. She goes, yep, I can see that too. Because she didn't deserve an apology. You didn't do anything wrong. You were being a gentleman, and there wasn't no purpose in her being so rude and sarcastic about everything. She's in here closing on a piece of property, and she should be grateful, because not many people are doing that these days, especially working people. People who come in here usually are people that's already got a lot of property or something, because this bank I do, that's pretty much all they do is homes or property or something. They don't do like credit cards and loans. If it's a loan, it's going to be a home loan. No other types. That's it. That's it. And they really don't do any credit cards either. It's pretty much just straight and dry, just like that. But anyway, I just can't believe it. I mean, I've watched some of these podcasts, used to Fresh and Fit, and some of the other ones. I don't really know the names of them. I really don't try to remember them. I see them when I see them, and I just don't want to sit there and watch somebody just be so rude and demanding, and he's got to be this, he's got to be that, and he's got to make this X amount of money. And I'm looking at her thinking, where do you get off and tell somebody how much money they need to make? What kind of money you make? What kind of money do you make? And all this stuff, what do you bring to the table? I don't need to bring nothing to the table. Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. I was married. And if she hadn't brought something to my life, like happiness, and just the other things that a good marriage or strong relationship is supposed to have. If you don't have them, there's no point in getting married. There's no point even being around each other. If it's just a transaction, man, just make it a transaction. Simple as that. There is such a thing as that. If that's what you want to do, do it. And I tell you, it'd probably be a whole lot simpler these days. I date somebody that we are both on the same, she's 10 years younger than I am. And she's cool. She has her own job, own house, the whole nines. I mean, she's cool. And I know she's probably watching this, so yeah, you're cool. You know you're cool. But we have never had a word between us. And I've literally known this person for probably at least 20 years. Well, she's been married, I've been married and divorced. She was married and divorced, and both of us, no kids, either one of us. Pretty strange these days to find somebody in their mid-50s and somebody in their mid-40s that's been married for over a decade, each one, and not had children. But anyway, this lady literally was the epitome of somebody that is just completely closed off on what being a good person is. She has no idea that what she just did was the reason that people are standing off today of each other. They don't want to talk to each other. They don't want to be polite to anyone. They just move on about their way and don't say nothing to nobody. They just, no eye contact, no thank you, no nothing. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that's the way I keep it too, because of this very reason. But I never thought opening the door and holding it for someone in that position like that would ever create somebody to be that mad about something or just put out by it. And the thing about it is, she was closing on a piece of property, and I know that she was probably lucky if she was mid-30s. and somebody in their mid-30s now closed on a piece of property, which is still obtainable here where I live to do that. That's not something out of the ordinary here. Because people in their 30s here, if you've got a decent job, you can still buy a pretty nice house, man, for a couple $100,000. I mean, reasonably 1,800 to 2,000 square feet ranch or something. You can buy that here for that. But sorry for the rant, but man, I can't get over that. I can't get over the fact that you can't even be nice to somebody in a situation where you just, if I'd have let the door shut, to me that would have been just blatantly rude, because it had almost hit her in the face. It might have hit her in the face the way she was walking, because she was putting them feet up, picking them up, putting them down, man. You know, I just couldn't believe that. Still don't. It just blows my mind that somebody could get that mad over something that didn't mean anything, but just trying to finish my day out being kind to someone out of absolutely zero intentions. But anyway, if anybody's ever had this happen to them, I'm sure they have, because I see this stuff all the time about all the stuff that I just said. But mainly I'm trying to stay on the topic of what just happened to me. If that's happened to any of you, I don't know wherever you're watching this from or whatever, what would you have done? What would you have said? I don't know. I just left it where I did, and I just walked away, because to me it just wasn't worth it. But 10 years ago, one, it wouldn't have never happened 10 years ago. Not here. It wouldn't happen. No. That she would have smiled and said thank you, because most do. But this one didn't. But 10 years ago, that would have been then. Oh, she wouldn't have got off easy with me. That would have been a hurtful comment. It certainly would have been. Not saying it would have been right, because it wouldn't have. We don't need to be like that. We need to be nicer to each other. Be nicer and be kind to each other, no matter if somebody's being mean or rude. You know, we don't know what that person's been through that day. And she might have had a horrible day. And being with scrubs on, there's telling what she might have just came from. And that's what I tried to keep in mind, honestly. And I'm still trying to keep it in my mind for that. But that side of me that really wanted to defend myself came out too. But I'm glad it didn't. But, folks, we need to be kinder to each other, because we're all here together whether we like it or not. And we have to get along somehow or another. This pitting everybody against each other, man, has gone on way too long, man. And the thing about it is, they don't give a crap about us. All they're wanting us to do is take ourselves out in some ways. Financially, whatever. They don't care. And it's obvious. So, anyway, folks, thanks a lot. I appreciate you stopping in to hear this stupid rant. But anyway, if you've had this happen to you wherever, drop a comment. Just tell me what yours was about. Just sort of, you know, the best way you can, I guess. I mean, I don't want nobody to be upset or mad or anything like that. It's just, it is what it is, you know. And I was kind of, I don't know. I just wasn't prepared for that today, and I should have been, but I wasn't. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and I appreciate it. You all, wherever you're at, have a wonderful, blessed day, and take care of yourself.